What up, y'all? This team really does confuse me sometimes because on one end, we can beat teams like the Brooklyn Nets, the Boston Celtics, the Milwaukee Bucks, but on other ends, we get beat up on by teams like the Houston Rockets. I don't get it, but a win is a win. A win is a win. So let's go ahead and get into that real quick. So welcome to my channel. This is Tay Wap. You can call me Tay Wap. You can call me Tay, whichever one. It doesn't matter, you know what I'm saying? But this is my YouTube channel. We starting off with a NBA channel, and if you can't tell, my team is the Chicago Bulls. So let's get into this dub last night. So apparently we the street killers. We done knocked off the Brooklyn Nets. 121-112 last night. It was a great game, especially if you're a Bulls fan. It was a great game. But even still, that first half was a masterclass from Kevin Durant. 28 in the first half. He finished with 44. Kyrie finished with 25. But, man, we held it down, bro. We held it down. I think the most interesting part about this win is when you look at the box scores and look at the numbers, and I have it here in front of me, Patrick Williams, 22 points. Patrick Williams, 22 points. DeMar DeRozan with 22. Vooch with 21. Levine only had 13. Ayo Dosunmu had 17 and 7. Kobe White had 10. Dragic had 6, 6 and 3. Derrick Jones had 8 and 2. Everybody that played, for the most part, they got touches. Apparently, Alex Caruso got injured in the game. It looks like 3 minutes in, apparently, and it was an ankle injury, I want to say. But this team does confuse me sometimes. But I mean, I feel like last night, it's a lot to take away from that game last night. Number one is the balanced scoring, bro. Everybody got touches. Everybody got shots. And the most impressive part about it is Patrick Williams got the 22 points on 8 shots. Patrick Williams got the 22 points on just 8 shots. It was beautiful to see. Seeing DeMar DeRozan kind of take a back seat because other guys are hot. I haven't really seen us do that all year. I haven't seen us defer to the other guys because they got it going. We did start to get away from Vooch a little bit, specifically in that second quarter. Once they cut the lead down, we were up by 21 at one point. But even still, through all of that, we stuck with it. Like, as far as the guys who are not the big three that were hot, and we stayed with them. And it's I feel like once we go to other guys and we don't rely so much on DeMar and Zach and Vooch, it makes us a lot better of a team. Like, think about it. You got to worry about all of these different guys scoring. That makes us a problem. And then once we get to the home stretch, clear it out, let DeRozan and Zach LaVine do his thing. And honestly, Zach had a off night. He didn't really need to do much. Even though he played 36 minutes and he had 13 points, the times that I've seen him kind of try to be aggressive and find a shot, it just wasn't falling. Again, on the other end, some of the other stats I got here, we shot 53% from the field for the game, 40% from 3, even though we only took 23s last night. But the biggest thing I see right here is the rebound game. Now, the last couple of games, we've been getting torched on the boards. But last night, we did good. 46 total rebounds and 6 offensive rebounds to their 5. I mean, we just lost to Cleveland from big-time rebounds that we didn't get, amongst other things. But I'm not going to talk about that today. 21 assists, 7 blocks, 7 steals, 15 turnovers. I mean, I feel like all across the board, it was just a very, very balanced game. Like, I think Billy coached them up well. Even when guys weren't getting shots sometimes, we stuck with it. Even when they started to make a run, when KD started to do KD things, when Kyrie started to do Kyrie things, we still stuck with it, and we still was able to weather that storm. And I love the fact that because they made it close, because they started to come back, we didn't just snap back to the, hey, DeRozan, get the ball and clear out. Hey, Zach, get the ball and clear out. Hey, Vooch, take this shot right here. We still let everybody cook. The ball was moving with a different energy. Everybody had a little extra pep in their step, and that's what happens when guys get touches, bro. I mean, just you feel a little more motivated to do things once you feel involved. And when you don't feel involved, hey, they might be like, F that, I'm not doing it. Who knows? But overall, that's a big win. Like, I feel like moving forward, this is a win that we can definitely build on. So far, interesting stat is we are 6-1. I repeat, 6-1 versus the top three teams in the East. So clearly, we can beat really good teams. But the problem is we're not beating really bad teams. We already got a loss to the Rockets. We already got a loss to the Orlando Magic in a heartbreaking fashion. We've lost to the Spurs. We have some bottom tier losses against some bottom tier teams. But on the flip side of that, we got some big time wins against some big time teams. So I mean, there's still moves that we can make. There's still things that we can do to improve this team. But it makes me feel a little hopeful knowing that we can beat some of these really, really good teams. If now in a 7-game series, that's different territory. But you go into it with a different type of confidence, knowing like, hey, we ain't lost to these dudes all year. Like, I think this is a win that we can definitely build on. This is something that we can use to go and try to build momentum over this week. Let's see who's on our schedule for this week. We got the 76ers tomorrow, Utah Saturday, Boston on Monday. So that's a tough stretch for our next 3 games. That's a tough stretch. After that, we got the Wizards, we have the Thunder, and we have the Warriors. But they come to Chicago. So it's a little different with the Warriors now. So it's not the dominant Warriors that we should be afraid of. This is the Warriors that cannot win a game on the road. And of course, with just our luck, I don't gotta say it. Y'all know, the Bulls fans, if you know, you know. But I ain't gotta say it. So I think we have a big hurdle to jump on Friday. Honestly, since they got Joel Embiid, we have not been able to beat the Sixers. And that's just what it is. It's just too much size. It's too much Embiid, too much star power. I don't even want to say that, but Embiid is a difference maker, and we truthfully don't have anyone that can match up with him. I would imagine Drummond will play a lot more in that game since he didn't last night, considering how small Brooklyn went. But Embiid has not lost to us since he's gotten in the league. The facts are the facts. He has not lost to us. So I think if we find a way to get a win against Philly on Friday, that will be a huge win for us. Season-altering win, potentially. And then we go into the back-to-back on Saturday, back in Chicago against Utah. So, I mean, we got a tough stretch, but to get a win against Brooklyn, that's a great W. I can tell they came out with a different energy after the Cleveland games, rightfully so, because both of them were some bullshit. I have to just call it what it is, but we came out with a different energy. Hopefully, moving forward, we can see Patrick Williams keep this aggression and see him be more assertive and be more aggressive looking for shots within the offense, because wings get rings, you know what I'm saying? And you can't take the next step if you don't have wings that can defend and wings that can shoot and get you a bucket. So the more he scores, I'm not saying he needs to average 20, but it will really be nice to see him finish the year around that, like, 14 to 15 points per game range if he can really pick up his scoring output. He's a 40% three-point shooter, so it's not like it's not possible, but he just has to be way more aggressive looking for his shots. Ayo is really stepping up. 17 and 7 last night. He was applying pressure on the defensive end, being a pest, forcing turnovers, pushing the pace, getting out on fast breaks. It's just like every single game, he's just adding tools and adding tools and adding tools to his game. And it's showing immediately on the court. And he's becoming a big impact player at so young. So while he's not Lonzo, he's been holding down that point guard spot. Even with Lonzo being out, Caruso being in and out of the lineup, he's been holding it down. I would love to see Dalen Terry be able to get in and get to grow some. I know they say they don't think he's ready yet, but the only way you can get ready is by playing. I feel like, of course, it would probably be a lot different if we were in a situation where we weren't fighting up an uphill battle trying to get some footing for the playoffs. We're 10th in the East now, so we're in that play-in spot. We got a lot that we can build with, but I don't know what Billy's plan is for Dalen Terry as far as if he planned for him to be a project player all year. I feel like we could definitely use his versatility, but I mean, I'm just a guy on YouTube, making videos that got some opinions about some things. I ain't on that staff. If I could get in his ear and say, "Yo, just see about Dalen Terry just a little bit," then I would, but I can't. I think we got a lot to look forward to. Hopefully, we can continue to improve on this win. Hopefully, we can continue to just distribute the ball. Hopefully, we can keep growing our confidence in other guys on the team. So, looking at the standings really quick, we're at 10 right now, 17 and 21. We got the Hawks ahead of us and the Heat. We can move up these from about the ninth seed to about the sixth seed. It's not separated by that many games. So we're 6-4 in our last 10. So I mean, we can, if we can put some wins together, put a little streak of wins together, we can get there. But we have to give those consistent efforts on every single night, even against teams who don't got nothing to play for. We still have to go out there and play like it's a playoff game. We have to have intensity like they really trying to whoop us, because we can't keep playing down to guys below our level. Like, and really that's what's keeping us behind in the standings, is because we have not been able to beat these lower tier teams. Even though we're beating the best teams, we struggled against the West, but we have not been beating bottom tier teams. So hopefully we can keep it moving forward. I'll probably talk to y'all again after we play Philly. Hopefully it's after a win. But if you stayed through for this whole video, thank you for, pulling up and watching this. This is my first video on my channel, so I'm really excited to just provide y'all with more content, more NBA related content. I'm going to post a lot of bull stuff, but I'm going to post just about the league also. Like, I'm a fan of the game first. So I appreciate y'all for pulling up to my channel. Make sure you tap that like, tap that subscribe button, help and grow this community and be a part of this community, man. I want to know what y'all think. I want to hear what y'all got to say about these topics. And Bulls fans, let me know how y'all feeling. I know sometimes in the community, it can feel a little bleak at times. It can feel a little upsetting seeing us blow games, but we're getting big wins against big teams, and that's something to be excited about. So let me know what y'all think in the comments, opinions about the Bulls, what you think about us moving forward, and I'll holler at y'all next time.